I think under 6 foot for me is just not.
It's like the first thing a girl says. What's important? Height.
You're seeing a lot of men who are suffering from what's called nice guy syndrome. They're having a lot of mental health issues because they can't be in their power. They're afraid to be in their power.
We're here in Miami, Brickell, doing interviews in the streets. We're asking people amazing questions to inspire you guys, to inspire the youth. So support this channel, subscribe to the channel, like and comment. If you want some questions that you want us to ask in the streets, let us know. Let's go. Does it make it easier for you to date girls having, being 6'4"?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why?
It's easier.
How much easier?
I would say a lot easier, dude. It's like the first thing a girl says. What's important? Height, usually, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What happens to the short kings?
The short kings can kill it. I know short kings who fucking kill it, and it's blind confidence. That's all it takes.
Why do you say blind confidence?
You just gotta be confident, bro. You gotta not give a fuck at all. I know dudes who are 5'2", 5'3" that fuck like crazy, you know? Shout out my boy Uche, if you're watching this.
So let me ask you a question. How has dating in Miami been so far for you as a tall dude?
I mean, dating is weird in Miami, right? Because everybody's trying to go crazy all the time, I feel like. So, and everybody here, if you have a job, you hustle. So, like, making time for somebody else that's special in your life is rare, I feel like, in this type of city. You know what I mean?
So how do people get, do you expect to get married do you expect to get married in a city like Miami?
If I do, I would be kind of surprised and happy about that.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like if thinking like long term, if I want to like meet a wife, I usually think down the line. I would probably end up somewhere else, you know?
Do you want to get married?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why do a lot of guys love being single and they don't want to have that commitment and being in a relationship?
I don't know if that's true. I don't know a whole lot of guys who love being single. I feel like guys just say that as an excuse to not put themselves out there and try and date. They're like, oh, I'll just work on myself and all that shit. Everybody wants a girlfriend. Everybody wants to feel loved, you know? That's BS if you think otherwise, probably.
No, I love that. But do you think it's worth it to get married?
Of course.
So for those that are watching that say, oh, I don't want to get married, it's not worth it, what would you tell them?
If you're thinking that in Miami, maybe you should move out of Miami. I feel like it's hard to get married in the city, for sure.
So you never got married and never had kids?
No, precisely.
Do you regret not having kids and having a family?
Generally, a lot of people, yes, I'd have to say so to a great degree. But, everybody picks their spots in life, you know that. I have cousins, they're all happily married with their kids, and they don't do the things I do. Everybody it has a different way in life, a different path, so that's their path. That's what they did.
So why did you choose not to get married and have children? What was your decision? Why did you make that choice?
That's just the way things worked out. I wouldn't say there's any choice involved, It's just that, it's what happened in life, You didn't meet the right lady, you're going to be with someone for a long time. You better make some good choices. I've had a lot of my friends divorced, and they got some real headaches in their life. So when I look at that, I don't have too much gray hair, at least in that regard. So, yeah.
So let me ask you this. Someone that's watching this, they want to get married, have children, have a family. Would you recommend them to go that route, or would you recommend them to go your route? Which one do you think is going to make them much more happier?
That's a real tough question. Every individual is different. You have to pick that spot in life. Is it important to have children in your life? Then go that route. If it's not all that important, who's going to take care of you when you get old? Yeah, your children are. Generally speaking, that's the way it works. I'll probably have to find a nursing home, that type of thing. You got some relatives that may help you, but and generally speaking, you're going to have to work through it and find a better way to a great degree as far as your life as a whole. And if it takes staying single and enjoying life a little differently, or going the marriage route with children, grandkids, that type of thing.
Let me ask you this. Are you happy?
To a great degree, I am. Yeah, to a great degree.
How has dating been in Miami so far?
It's a struggle.
Why?
One, there's all short kings, and I'm not a short woman. Besides that, I think men just take a long time to grow up here. They also think that throwing money at you is gonna make you like them, but if you're the right type of woman, it does not.
I like that. So let me ask you a question. When you say short king, what's short?
Well, I think under 6 foot for me is just not gonna happen.
What if they step on their wallet?
That's what I just said y'all trying to do.
Okay, so let me ask you. So, what has been the toughest experience you've seen in Miami? Because you're from where are you from?
South Carolina.
So you're from South Carolina. So, what has been the toughest experience you had comparing the guys in South Carolina to guys in Miami?
I think everyone in South Carolina, all the guys my age, are ready to like settle down and have a family, and here, no one is ready to settle down.
And how does that make your experience with dating like? Has that made it tough?
Yeah, I've only done long distance.
Really?
Yeah.
So you found men outside of Miami.
Yeah.
And how's that been working for you?
It was okay. Obviously not well right now, but
I love it. So girls that are watching this right now, give them 2 dating tips in Miami. If someone's in a dating scene right now, 2 tips for them.
focus more on how they treat you than what they give you, and also have like high standards. Like you just wait for your person. It's okay if it takes a while.
I love that. That's amazing.
Unless you're old.
Say it again?
Unless you're old, then don't do it if you're old because your time clock is probably ticking.
What's considered old?
That's a relative question.
Your opinion.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Well, I think once you hit a certain age,
Yeah, what's that age?
mid-30s.
Okay, perfect. So when you hit your mid-30s, then what?
Then I don't think the good. That's so mean.
No, say the truth.
I don't think the good guys are going to be going for you anymore.
I love it. Right now we have amazing questions and amazing answers. So listen, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a solid, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like, comment. If you want us to ask some more questions, let us know. But we got some more people to talk to. Let's go. What does it take to become a successful entrepreneur in your opinion?
Like I say, in order to be successful, you got to chase the vision that God gave you. Fuck everybody else's opinion. The only opinion that matters is the one that you are chasing and God gave you. So if you listen to everybody else, they're going to throw you off. Follow your heart, follow your passion, and eventually you're going to chase your success.
So let me ask you another question. What if someone's mom and dad really love you, but they're telling you not to pursue your dreams and goals?
Listen, my mom did that. My mom told me to go get a job, and I said, I'm going to show you, and I became rich and changed her life, and she don't work no more to this day. So you got to just say, Mom, I'm going to take this sacrifice, I'm going to prove it to you.
Wow, that's amazing. So you retired your mom?
Oh, yeah, 5 years ago.
So let me ask you a question. For those that are hustling and grinding, but they don't see the results of their labor, what would you recommend them?
I mean, you gotta always you gotta have faith. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like for example, you go to the gym, I work out, I'm not gonna see my muscles tomorrow, right? It takes time. So that's the same with success. Everything takes time. So you gotta just have faith in the process and just look at the light at the end of the tunnel, and you eventually see everything come together. I manifested my life, and I saw everything unfold within 5 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. One last tip for someone that's watching us. They want to get a nice Lambo like you, want to have a nice life like you. What would you recommend? One tip.
Man, invest smart and save properly. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. You know, investing your money in the right position to be able to live like this. It's all about the knowledge. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you invest smartly, and you'll be able to go out here and live however you want to live. You know what I'm saying? Without a budget.
I'm a men's coach.
What is that?
I help men connect with their masculinity, optimize their mind, their body, connect with their masculine energy, create more masculine feminine dynamics in relationships. You're seeing a lot of men who are suffering from what's called nice guy syndrome. They're having a lot of mental health issues because they can't be in their power. They're afraid to be in their power. They're afraid to just be part of their biology.
So what are 3 things you would tell a man to focus on so he can start having that masculine energy kick in and be more powerful in the community? And tell it to the guys that are watching this.
Yeah. Be the best version of yourself, number 1. Number 2, become a leader. Leader of your life, leader of others. A loving, devotional leader. And number 3, understand feminine nature. Not what you've heard, not what society tells you, nature, biology.
I love it. So when you say feminine nature, I just want to understand, what does that mean?
Men and women are built very differently. A lot of people think it's the same. Men are based on logic. Men are based on leadership, direction, decisiveness. Women are based on emotions, on feeling, on flowing. And one of the things that I think men have done women wrong is we never took the time, and when I say took the time, I mean historically over decades, to understand how a woman communicates. Instead of saying, oh, you're being stupid, and we never took the time to really understand how a woman needs to communicate, what she needs to feel to be safe, etc. And when you really understand, all of a sudden this whole dating game isn't that complicated. We're different animals, we're different creatures, and we need to learn how to speak each other's language.
I work in Switzerland.
So you work with Switzerland, you're in Miami?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. How's the economy in Switzerland compared to America?
Way better, man.
Why is Switzerland better?
Because it's a bubble. There's only 8 million people, and they don't need to overstretch the system all the time. It just works consistently over time. And here it's like, big swings and everything. So
So would you say that Switzerland is more like a socialism economy or more like capitalistic? What would you say?
it's a good question. No, it's not socialism. It's just that it's a full employment model where every profession is respected for what brings to society, and there's no big difference between some profession make much more money than others. Just every profession is important. You need people to exchange bulbs, same as you need people to do brain surgery, and so that they are both rewarded.
But how does that incentivize someone to want to go through so many years of schooling to become a surgeon then?
It doesn't. People don't want to go so many years to school. There's a system where after a while, when you're 13, you're told what you can and what you can't do based on your aptitude.
Wow.
You might not think that's fair, which I agree, but it works.
So you're saying that when you're 13 years old, the school system, the families tell you exactly who you're going to be?
They tell you what you can be, and then you're graded. And children, if they achieve some scores, they go down a path. If they don't, they go down the other path. But the good thing is that at the end of the path, you're gonna be living as good as regardless of which path you chose. So where's the point of fighting for going one path when even if you go the other way, then you're gonna be
Interesting, but doesn't that eliminate the power of free will and free choice?
Yeah, that's a more question, right? We're talking economy here. So economy-wise, it works, especially in a small 8 million people environment. Here you have 300 million people. I'm not sure that's going to work, but down there it does.
You'll get some rebellions,
Yeah.
Some women say that their purpose and their vision is to support their man, and their man is going out there hustling and grinding and bringing food on the table. So what would you say to that girl that actually gets her purpose from supporting her man versus supporting a job? What would you say about that?
I think the best advice that my dad gave me was never depend on a man. You can't. I'm married and I don't depend on my man.
Really?
Yeah, no, because at the end of the day, you never know. Obviously, nobody gets married thinking that you're going to eventually break up or that but being independent and having your own money that you worked for gives you a different sense of purpose. I don't think human beings overall, I don't think we are built to depend on anybody. I think we should all be independent and have our own worth. So I think that's being not only emotionally independent, financially independent, to me is the most important thing.
Well, what about when people get married, they become one? What do you think about that? Like one unit, one team, one everything.
I don't believe in that. I think you're still your own individuals. When you get married, you're adding, that person's bringing something to your life. They're adding to your happiness. They're adding to your joy, but they are not the sole, they're not responsible for your joy or your happiness. You're still responsible for that. I think it's two individual people that choose to be together and add to each other's lives. But just putting that responsibility on someone, I don't think that's sustainable. I think if you maintain your independence and work as a team instead of as a one individual, I think long term it's more sustainable, I guess.
I love it. One last question. So why do you think so many people nowadays, they can't stay married for a long period of time and they get divorced, in your opinion? Is it because of them not being on the same team, trying to make it all work? What do you think the issue is, in your opinion, that we see? Because the divorce rate is like 70% now. What is that issue, in your opinion?
Listen, my parents have been together for 40 years, so I grew up in a united, with a united couple as a
Household.
Yeah. I think that nowadays everything's so disposable, things come in, things are so easy, and it's so easy to date around, to be with someone, and just being with someone is not easy. It's not. It's hard. I know that people hate saying being married is work or being in a relationship is work.
So is being single.
Yeah. It is work. Any relationship, your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your friends, any relationship is work because you have to want to make it last. You have to want to make it work. So I think it's, if we get rid of this mentality of if it's not perfect, then it's not good for me. If it's, if they're not meeting my expectations, then they're not good enough for me. Well, I don't think that's fair. I think, I think we need more patience overall and more empathy. None of us are perfect. If you choose that person and you think that's the right person for you, they're never going to be the same person. Like, you know, years go by. Like, it's not like you marry someone today and they're not going to remain the same person for 20 years. Like, you evolve, people change, circumstances happen. Are you willing to be with those people through that?
Listen, we had an amazing time today shooting content, asking questions, getting amazing answers, and so far we've been having amazing reviews from you guys. So do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We need your support. We're trying to get to 100,000 plus subscribers right now. We're doing amazing on Instagram and TikTok, but for some reason on YouTube, we need your support, we need your help. So until next time, see you guys in the next video.